Okay, good morning, everyone. The purpose of this archive is to go over the exercise 2 for the dashboard. This is an exercise that uses a number of advanced features in SAP Crystal Dashboard. One of the concepts that we will cover in that exercise is dynamic visibility, which means that based on a particular selection, you get to see an image. And it's not a static image, it's a dynamic image, meaning like a map that you can click on parts of it and you get specific information. So, for example, if we are looking at sales along the US, I can click on a specific region or a specific state and find out what are the gross sales, how many pieces have been sold in that region, so that I would be able to compare the performance of different regions within the US. So that's one concept that we will cover in that exercise. The other concepts are things that we have covered before. Again, a selector, selecting a region and showing like the bar graph, being able to compare. So having like a static graph along with a dynamic graph. So if I want to compare a region with the worldwide, so my worldwide map will be static. It will remain there no matter what my choices are. And I compare it against Australia or Europe, like Germany or the US. So I have part that is dynamic, that changes, and part that is static, that remains on the screen. So these are the things that we will cover in this exercise. I'm going to share with you my screen. Then we'll go to Crystal Dashboard, and as usual, we are using information from a spreadsheet, so we will use model with spreadsheet. Before you choose that, you should have already gone to Blackboard and downloaded the benchmarking XLS file, the Excel sheet. I've seen a couple of problems with the regular MBAs not being able to open that file in Crystal Dashboard. If you experience the same problem, you may want to open it in Excel. Save it as an Excel worksheet, not version 2003, 2007. No, just use the very first option, which is Excel worksheet, and then try importing it into the dashboard, and that should work fine. So we're choosing model with spreadsheet data, and it's asking us to choose the file. So we're going to choose benchmarking XLS. Well, one thing, I'm able to open it because I have Windows XP still. We have we have Office 2010 that's on Windows XP, so I have no problem opening the file. But if you experience problems, as I said, open it in Excel and save it as an Excel worksheet, which is the first option. Now, the first thing that they are asking us to do is to change the size of the canvas to 640 by 480. So you want to make sure that the canvas is wide enough for it to show all of the components. So the first thing is to change that size. You go under File, Document Properties, and change the size to, instead of 800 by 600, we want to choose 640 by 480 and hit OK. They ask us to save our dashboard, so you want to save it as benchmarking. And in the manual, in the handout, it has two hashes. That should be your initial. So benchmarking underscore KS for me, and save. We want to create the headline and tab text with two tabs. So the headline at the top is just label. It will go under label, under components, and it is text. So I'll click on text and I'll choose label. And the text for my label should be benchmarking sales organization. And they want you to change the appearance of the text so that it is 16, size 16. There's white text color. That doesn't appear, I don't know. They want to also change, I guess we'll just leave it as blue, for example, because the background for the canvas is not, it's not dark enough to show the white text. I think it might be a mistake in the menu. So we have added the text, we have changed the size to 16, we have changed the color of the text to blue. They also want you to change the name of the label. Instead of label 1, they want you to change it to, so you need to rename it. Right click on the label and rename, and name it label title. You want to make it a little bit bigger. You don't have the scroll bar. You need another label. And the label text would be Global Bike Inc. Again, the size should be 16. And the color blue. And we'll also have it bolded. Okay, and make sure that they are both aligned at the top. So I'll choose the first one and hit shift and choose the second one. You know, both of them are chosen by first selecting the first one, hold down the shift key and select the second one, and I want to align top. That is one of the options at the top menu. Put menu at the top. So now they are aligned. Second thing is to create a tab set. And that's the container. So I'll go under components, I'll close text so that I can see better. Here is the container. I need a tab set. And here I have my tab set. And they tell you to make it bigger to cover the whole canvas. They said to me it's just a very small border. Okay? We want to call that tab set. So instead, under object, we have tab set 1. We would change the name to tab set. And again, label 1, remember, should be labeled company. So we name it. Say labeled 1, it should be labeled company. So I have a labeled title and a labeled company. I want to make it a little bigger so that the ink should be. Okay. I want now, instead of tab 1, I want the sales organization worldwide to appear there. So I'm going to click on tab 1. And instead of tab 1, I'm going to change a different title. And the title is already inside of my Excel sheet in cell B7. So I'll click on B7 and hit OK. And now my tab shows sales organizations worldwide. You want to add another tab that's called sales organizations details. So I'm going to click on the tab set. It says not the whole set. So you need to click at the top of the frame and click on the plus sign, and your new label would be details. It's called details. And now click on it. And instead of details, now we will change it to sales organizations details. Now we want to name these two tabs, so I'll go under the object browser, and now I see a plus sign beside my tab set. and they are named Canvas 1 and Canvas 2. I want to rename them to Canvas Math so that I know that this is this component. Instead of 1, I call it Math. And instead of Canvas 2, I call it Canvas Details. One thing also that I want to do for both canvas is that I want to inhibit, not to allow scrolling. So I know that I will just insert components that are wide enough for the 480 by 640 size. So for each tab set under Canvas Map, for example, I will go and click on Behavior and make sure that the horizontal scroll bar is up so that I don't have a scroll bar, and as well as the vertical. Okay, I will also need to do that for the second tab. So click on that second tab. And make sure that the behavior, under behavior, that the horizontal scroll bar is off and the vertical is off. So you need to put it up for both tabs. You click on the first tab and you click on behavior, put the horizontal scroll bar to off and the vertical scroll bar to off, and then go to the second tab and do the same thing. Okay, we need to save the work so that we don't lose it, and preview and see. Now I have two tabs. Okay, everything looks fine. Click on the first tab. Of course, we haven't added components, but now it's showing the two tabs, and I don't have any scroll bars, horizontal scroll bars. So going back to the design. Okay. Now we want to add a radio button selector with 4 buttons. So to allow the users to select which particular map do they want to see, whether a map of the worldwide and see our sales worldwide, but they will want to see only Australia and look at our sales in specific areas or specific regions in Australia or in Germany or the USA. So the component that we will add is a radio button, which is a selector. Here is the radio button. We need to add it. Now I have only 4 components, only 3. I need like to add one more and to change the labels. So your title, what appears on top of the radio button is, according to your, is display sales organization. So you need to type in display sales organization, and that's what will appear on top of the radio button. And I need now to change the labels. I need like to change the labels to, instead of label 1, 2, 3, I want to add worldwide by continent, Australia, Germany, and USA. You need to see that pencil beside labels. I didn't see it, and that's why I needed like to make the menu bigger, the right menu bigger. So I see now that pencil, and that's how I'm going to enter the label. So instead of label 1, I'm going to change it to worldwide by continent. Second label is Australia. The third label is Germany. And I want to add a new label, so I'm going to go to the top and type in USA and add that one. So that I have now my 4 labels, and I hit OK. Now, this part is asking you, where will whatever the user choose be inserted in? And you want to point to a yellow box on your Excel sheet that is B4. So the insertion type is a position, and your destination would be stored in B4. So if they choose worldwide, 1 will be stored in B4. If they choose Australia, number 2 will be stored in B4. If they choose Germany, 3 will be stored. If they choose USA, then 4 will be chosen. We need now to link that to the map. We need to link it to the map. So, I just want to make it a little bit bigger so that you can see the selection. Now I want to add the map. So you go under the component. I'm going to close the selector. I will click on map, and I need to add the first map, which is worldwide, which is the world by continent. Now I have it over here. I want to position it right underneath the radio button. And then we need to rename it. So we'll go under Object Browser, and instead of World by Continent 1, we'll rename it to World only. Then I'm going to hide it so that I'll be able. You have to have 4 paths on top of each other, one on top of the other, so that every time the user selects a specific path, then we see that map. So now we add another map, and this time it is Australia. And it is Australia by region. I noticed that it is big, so I'm going to make it a little bit smaller. too long. Okay, don't worry about like the title at the end. Just like make it big enough so you can see the different regions. And again, I'm gonna rename that instead of Australia by region, I'm gonna just rename it to Australia. And again, I'm gonna hide it and add another map. This time, the third one is Germany. Same thing, make it smaller. Rename it under the object browser. To just Germany and hide it. My last one is Brave USA. So I'll go again to the component, find out the USA. Then I need the USA continental. Rename it under the object browser to just USA. And now we'll start doing configuring each of the maps. For the USA, for example, we need to select the regions that we send in. We don't have sales except in California, Oklahoma, and Indiana. They need to delete all the others. That's a very long process. So I need to keep California. Illinois, and Oklahoma, the last one. Delete everything else. Click Oklahoma, and the rest should be good. Very long process, I understand. The reason for that is that you only have sales in 3 regions, and that's Oklahoma, California, and Indiana. So you don't need the rest to be. You won't have data for them. That's why you don't keep them. That's your region map. You want to select now the data for the U.S. So I'm going to go and scroll down and see where the United States data is. Here it is, in Illinois, Oklahoma, and California. And I need to highlight the gross sales. So from C12 to D14 is my display data. That's the data when they click on a specific region, they get to see the sales in Illinois, in Oklahoma, or in California, depending where they are clicking on the map. Then my source data, that's what will appear in a different, in another text box. We'll have again from C12 to F14, because you are going to show also the quantity sold and the type of and the name of the store. And your destination, if they choose, for example, Illinois, then that information, that row would be inserted in C23 to F23. For all other maps, your destination will always C23 to S23. So we're done with the USA. We'll go and before we leave that, we need to change the behavior of the map. We say when they click on a specific region, and I want to say that the default selected, whatever will be selected first will California. So if they click on the USA, which is the 4th option on the radio button, the USA map will appear, and the default information that will appear is for California. If you are from Oklahoma, of course, you are more than welcome to change it to Oklahoma. But here, these are like the information that will appear when you first click on the United States. So California is pre-selected. But then you are, of course, able to click on Illinois and find out the sales for Illinois. The default selected means that it is selected before even the user gets to choose the other part. You can see that Oklahoma is also highlighted and that Illinois is also highlighted. Now the status tells you where exactly the selection will be stored. We said that whenever the user chooses a particular selection, it will be stored in B4. The key associated with this map is the order of the selection in the radio button. So you see USA is the last option, so it is key number 4. So when the user chooses the 4th option on the radio button, a USA map will appear. Default selected region will be California. They also have the ability to click on Oklahoma and Indiana and find out details about them. So we're done now with the USA. I'm going to go to the object browser. I will hide it, and now I'll go to Germany. I'm going backwards. I think the menu will start with the word. But now you go to Germany, and you want the title to be just Germany. And your region keys, you have again sales in 3 areas only. And these are Bayern, which is the second one. So you're deleting the first one, leaving Bayern and Bern and Berlin, and deleting all the rest. The third one starts with an S, and that's Fashion and Hall. That's the one that you want to keep, but all the rest will be deleted. Your display data is the data that will be displayed for Germany. So again, you need to go and see where is Germany's data. Here it is, Berlin, Session and Hold, and there. So they are in C15 to D17. And your source data that will appear in the text box beside the map is from C15 to F17. Your destination, we said, is always in C23 to F23. Again, change the behavior. The region that will be selected is Berlin. I choose any one. You get to choose wherever you want. I know Berlin, so that's why I'm choosing it. The status is in B4. That's the selection that the user will make. And the value associated with Germany is 3 because it's the third option on your radio button. And now we go to the object browser, hide Germany, and go to Australia. We want to call it Australia only. The region keys are, we want to keep New South Wales, Queensland, and Victoria. So delete all of the rest. Why are we deleting? Because we only have sales in these 3 regions, so I don't keep the rest. I don't have information for them. The display data is the data that will be displayed on the map for Australia. And I can see it is Queensland, Victoria, and New South Wales. My source data is all of the information that I have for Australia, which is in C18 to F20, and my destination will always be, as we said, C23 to F23. So if they choose any particular region in Australia, it will be inserted in that row. Now I go to the behavior again, and I say that the region that would be selected would be Queensland, and the tariff is always in B4. And my key associated with Australia is 2. And I go and I hide now Australia, and I make visible the world. And I rename it just world. The regions that I will keep is Australia. So I'm deleting the rest. Europe and North America, and I delete everything else. Okay, my display data for the world is here. So it is in C9 to D11. That's what will be displayed on the map. My source data is from C9 up until F. Good thing that they have it protected. Okay. So we're choosing C9 to F11 as our source data, and the destination, as we said, is always C23 to F23. Change the behavior again. The selected region, of course, will be North America, and the tariff is in always B4. Whether you select, and it's associated with the number 1, because worldwide appear on the first option on my radio button. We're done with the map, so I'm going to save and preview and see if everything is fine. So I click on worldwide, and I see North America has 37,778, and I go and I choose Australia, and now it has 49,000, and then Europe 39,907. Okay, so if I click on Australia, I get to see Queensland and New South Wales and Victoria. I'm only operating, it seems like, on the east side of Australia. Now I click on Germany, and I have Sachsen-Anhalt and Bayern, and here is Berlin. In the U.S., I have California, Oklahoma, and Illinois. Hopefully they don't have tax there. Okay, so everything works fine. They want you to do one last thing. It's for every map they want to change the selectable color to gray. So we need to go to Appearance and Color, and instead of the selectable color being gray, it's actually gray. So you don't have to mess with it. It's actually already gray. You may want to change the selected color maybe to green. Now, because we have chosen North America to be the default selection on worldwide by continent, it's showing now that it is different. But you can play with it and that's fine. So I'll do it green for everyone. So I'll go now hide the word and show Australia. And click on Australia and change the appearance of the selected color to green. Hide Australia, go to Germany, and again change the appearance of the selected color to green. Hide Germany, go to the US. And change the selected color to green. We want to add now a text field to show the details for a selected region. So we want to add a rectangle component. I'm going to close all of these maps so that I can see. And that's under art and background. So choose a rectangle and put it on the right hand side. And you want to rename that to frame details. Then you want now to add a label, text label, sales organization. Close that. And click on text and click on label. So we want to add a label to the top that's called sales organization. Want to bold that. Okay, and we want to add another label. Underneath that. And that second label will be linked to cell F23. Because we said that F23 is whatever they choose. Then you will add, you want to show for that region, you want to show the gross sales and the pieces sold. So we go and add now a single value. And that single value is called gross sales. And it is the data will be whatever in cell B23. And again, we want to add another value. And this time is pieces sold. And the data is in E23. I want to make sure that these two are aligned. So I'm going to choose them, hit the Shift key, and align center. Okay, let's save and preview. So I select the word white, and now I have North America showing the gross sales and pieces sold. And if I choose Europe, my data changes, and then if I choose Australia, it changes. I need like either to make the map a little bit smaller, or make the box smaller. Probably I need like to move that up. So I've already aligned these. I'm going to choose them both and move them together. Maybe that's them. Let's see, maybe it's, maybe it's, again, I want to make sure that they are aligned. Okay, let's now preview. Yes, everything looks great. So, we go. Australia, Queensland, we go. Texas, New South Wales, and Victoria. The only thing that's not working is my label text here. Need to go back. I want to make sure that it actually makes it to cell F23. Let me put a little bit bigger, this small. You can of course change the color to green. So let's preview. And show everything in Sydney and Melbourne. Okay, everything looks great, so I'm going to save that. Go back and save it. And start the second part of the, I'm going to do it in a different archive because I know it's a long exercise, so I don't want you to have, that you have like to rerun the archive. So I'm going to stop this archive and then continue in a little bit.